Hey y'all, this is Amanda and welcome back to my Texas Zone 8A garden. And today we are going to be lifting all of the ranunculus corms and planting a full bed of sunflowers. Okay, so we are definitely into hot temperatures here in North Texas. We're hitting in the 90s and it is definitely time the ranunculus are done growing for the season. I actually had some really great success with them this year, which makes me feel amazing. And I think one of my biggest changes I'm going to make for next year with my ranunculus is I'm actually going to get them started in December. Now, when I say I'm going to get them started in December, I'm meaning I'm going to rehydrate the corms at that time. I'm going to plant them up in their own little containers and I'm going to have them underneath the grow light so I can get them going so that perhaps maybe mid to late January I can go ahead and get them planted outside. Now, I will probably still have to deal with some freezing weather at that time, and ranunculus do not like to be frozen. They don't like super cold weather, however, they do like cool weather. So probably at that time, once I get those corms out at the end of January, I'll probably have to use some kind of hoop system with some frost cloth over the top to make sure that I can keep them warm when our temperatures drop below freezing. But this year I had really great success with them. I started them early on in the year and I got several blooms. So I will show you some of the blooms that I got along the way. But now they are done. So let's go ahead and start pulling them up. Okay, as you can see, the ranunculus are all starting to brown. I do have some that are still trying to produce, but it's not much at all, and they are definitely done for the season. So once it starts really getting warm, truthfully consistently above about 80 degrees, they no longer produce flowers at that point anymore. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be lifting the corms. I'm not going to leave them in the ground. Typically in my area, if I leave the ranunculus corms, they will actually rot. And so I'm going to go ahead and lift the corms and I'm going to save them for next season. So when getting started with these, I have a couple of tools. I've got my Hori Hori knife and I've got a little mini kind of pitchfork situation. And I'm basically just looking to go straight down into the earth and to kind of just pop the situation out and then come in here and remove any kind of loose dirt at this point in time. And the dirt is a little, or the soil is a little bit moist because we've had some rain, so it's kind of easy to pull. So basically that's the situation I'm going for at this point. So let's start digging. I am not going to be dividing them by variety. It's just not my jam, and I don't really care about. They're all so different. I'll be able to tell which ones they are when the time comes. And so my goal is just to get them out at this point. You probably also noticed that I haven't cut back the foliage yet. It's just easier to see where the corms are when I don't cut back the foliage. Alright, and here's what the corms look like. It's a little hard to see, but you can see them kind of buried in there. This is multiple together. It's not worth it pulling them apart right now because everything's kind of really moist. So we'll just leave it like this until it dries out. These over here for now. I don't want them to get wet, but I do want them to start to dry out. There's also still a lot of worms in here, and so this will allow them the opportunity to work their way out for a little bit, and they're probably in like a week or so. I will divide these up further and then show you how to store them. I'll do a separate video for that. Okay, so at this point, we have worked the soil over real good. I was really happy to see all the beneficial insects in here. I did see a couple of grubs. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. I only saw 2 and I pulled them out for the birds. But basically at this point, I just want to smooth out the soil some. And then make sure that all of my drip lines are spread out appropriately. And then we're going to fill this bed with sunflower seeds. And specifically, we're going to be growing Pro-Cuts here. I did add a lot of nutrients, compost, and plant tone to this not long ago when I planted the ranunculus. So I'm actually going to leave it as is. And then let's talk about what sunflowers we're going to grow. Okay, so let's talk about sunflowers. There's a wide variety of sunflowers. There's mammoth sunflowers, there's branching sunflowers, there's shorts, there's teenies. I mean, there's a wide variety of sunflowers available pretty much to fit any kind of style, location, whatever it is that you're looking for. They go great directly into the ground. They're great in raised beds. They're great in containers. They're great use in a wide variety of ways. Now, this particular area that I'm working with, I am wanting to grow these sunflowers for cutting. And so I'm going to grow a very specific type of sunflower, meaning it's going to be a single stem sunflower that produces 1 bloom at the top of it. Once you cut it, it's done and does not produce any more sunflowers after that. These are typically known as Pro-Cut sunflowers or single stem sunflowers. They come in a wide variety of colors and some sizes, not a ton of different sizes. They're pretty much grown for florists, meaning they're, you know, a nice good size bloom, but they're easier to arrange with. I've grown several in the past. My current favorite one is called Gold Light. It's Pro-Cut Gold Light. I grew this last year and I am obsessed with how sunny and happy it is. We're definitely going to be planting some of those. The next variety that I'm going to be starting is called Pro-Cut Plum, and this is a single stem sunflower as well. I have grown this in the past and it does really well, and I find that it goes really well with pinks and purples and a lot of reds, kind of colors in that particular range. The other variety I'm going to start right now is not termed a Pro-Cut. It's actually by Johnny's Selected Seeds, and it is a Sun-Rich Lemon. So this is a hybrid single stem sunflower specifically through Johnny's. It will grow similar to a Pro-Cut, but it doesn't have that Pro-Cut name on it. Now, a few other varieties that I am going to be growing this year, but I'm not going to be growing in this particular crop, are Pro-Cut Red Lemon Bicolor, which is absolutely beautiful. I will start several rounds. Most of these flowers take anywhere from 50 to 70 days to produce a flower. So I'll get them started now, and then I'll start a whole nother round of them in July once they've bloomed. And then I'll start a whole nother round of them again in September. So I'll still get several rounds of flowers throughout the season. I'm also going to be starting Pro-Cut Red and Pro-Cut White Light. Now, I do find that sunflowers prefer to be direct seeded in the ground. I think it's pretty easy to get them started that way. I also really like to start sunflowers right before we're about to have a whole bunch of rain right in a row because it does the work for me. Once you plant these sunflower seeds, you do want to make sure that you keep the soil consistently moist. So over the next week or so until they sprout, I will be out here hand watering them just to make sure they're sprouted and ready to go. Sunflowers are planted about 1/2 inch to 1 inch deep depending on the variety. They do like a nice rich fertilizer soil. However, sunflowers do really, really great in the cruddiest of soils as well. Let's go ahead and get planting. So I'm basically going to divide this into a set of 3. Let's see, the Sunrich Lemon are 48 to 60 inches. The plum is 60 to 72 inches. And I'm not sure with the gold cut, it's not labeled on here. I'm going to put the plum in the center, it's the taller, and then the shorter ones on the side. And at this point, my cell phone actually overheated and shut off. So I actually missed all the part where I put the seeds into the soil. So at this point, you can just see me. I'm actually covering up the holes that have the seeds in them. And so, but you guys know how to put a sunflower seed, and they are buried about 1/2 inch to 1 inch deep. I spaced mine approximately 4 to 6 inches apart. Pretty random in there, but that's worked for me in the past. And this bed should be filled with solid sunflowers. After that, you want to water in very, very well, and you want to water every day until you see the seedlings start to sprout up. And then you know that you've given it enough moisture to, kind of soften the casing of the seed and allow it to sprout. Okay, so my elephant ear garlic over here is falling over. I don't know if it's time to harvest them or not. I don't have a ton of experience with garlic, so I don't know. Let's see if oh, yeah, there's definitely something there. Oh. Oh, looky there. I grew garlic, y'all. Look at that. Okay, let me go ahead and harvest these real quick. Look at me. I grew garlic. These are so pretty. I mean, they're not giant, but they look good. Some of them look like they need it a little longer, but it's still exciting. Sweet. Ooh, you can smell that too. Whew. All right, sweet. I'll leave those out to dry up as well. Okay, so I feel good about this bed. My ranunculus experience this year was really good. It only took 3 years for me to get a hang of it. Sometimes it takes time. I think, like I said, the big deal is I'm going to start it earlier next year and get it out here quicker. But obviously I'll update you all with that. So now I've got at least 50 sunflowers planted here, which will be really fun. They'll start to grow and they love the heat. They're going to do great. I'm going to be tucking some more sunflowers into some different places throughout the back and front garden as well. And then surprisingly, we harvested garlic today. Since they were looking brown, I thought, maybe it's time to do that. So they look good. We'll try it out. I know they need to dry out and kind of create more of like a skin crust on the outside. So I'll allow them to do that. They smell wonderful. I love the smell of garlic. So I just toss them on the back porch for now. So, all right, y'all, I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know if my latest videos are up. And make sure you check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, she's Mad Gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.